Going live. We are live, and it is Sunday, 7:57 a.m. So it's shaved, so it would be a scruffy. Terrible. Anyway, good morning, everyone. This is This is the 5am Mester Scrum Show, and I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach, and I hope you're doing well on this fine Sunday morning, or it could be Monday morning, depending on where you are in the world. And this is our 446th episode. Keep it small, keep it brief. Still got to do some things this morning and do other things. But anyway, what do we do in a 5am Mester Scrum Show? We talk about Scrum and Agile in a practical and tactical way so you can bring value to your customer, not work 60, 80 hours a week so you can get home to your family and friends and have some fun. Have fun at work too, because we're spending a lot of time there. So hopefully it's not crazy. Hopefully enjoy what we do. Get the challenges. That's what everybody likes to do. So today, yesterday I talked about normalization, right? And it's funny how it's all kind of going that way, where I talked about words. I think Friday I talked about words that should trigger. And one was like, oh, everything does the way. And then I said, one of the words I think that triggers me a lot is when I heard the word normalization. And I'm like, well, do you really know what it means and why you're doing it and not using it and for the evil side of the world? And then yesterday I talked about normalization. Just, is your team trying to become mediocre, right? Are you in fact, by normalization of your teams and what they're doing and how you measure and what you look at, is it in fact de-emphasizing your team, demotivating, not making them into really good, productive teams? Question. Then I read an article yesterday about a young Japanese billionaire. His company is worth about $95 billion or 196 billion yen. So it's not small potatoes, right? So it's a big one. And they talked about him, how he runs his company. He's got 102 smaller companies that all underneath this conglomerate called GMO Internet. Oh, and the article was in Business Week Internet kind of thing. And I'm like, really? So I was kind of curious. And he doesn't normalize all those 102 companies. So I thought it was interesting how they all fit together, right? Started that way. What word to watch out for is normalizing, making your teams mediocre. Then I read this guy's article. So, and these aren't small companies. These are billion-dollar companies. So when I say they're small companies, not like it's like I got a coffee shop here and something there or something. They're big internet companies. So one of the comments he made, which fit right into it was to a T, and I did share that in LinkedIn. Well, if each company's a CEO, and I had the people, there's 101 CEOs and 102 if you include himself. So there's 101 CEOs for each company. Those CEOs are really entrepreneurs. They really want to achieve. If I brought them underneath someone else's bucket, they're going to want to leave, right? So it was kind of interesting. So he's letting them grow and be the high-performing individuals and the high-performing companies they are, without trying to make them all conform to the same normalized operation. So I thought it was really ironic that when I talk about taking all these teams you have and making them all operate the same way, and they should do it all the same way, and they hold daily scrum at the same time, and they do this the same way, and they review their stories, and they have all this documentation. So we document the crap out of everything, so everybody does the same way. And then the auditors come by and say you didn't do what your documentation says, because of course you're not doing what your documentation says. So the whole purpose we went to audit to Agile in the first place. The auditors, it's like, yeah, you're not doing this in every team you have. And it doesn't make sense in a lot of places. Maybe if you have one team, I don't know. I don't even say if it was a couple teams working on the same product, doesn't make sense to have each team work the same way, because they're a bunch of diverse individuals. You're not going to get as much out as you want. But I really love the idea of treating each team as its own separate little company. Ooh, 802. And letting them progress and achieve as much as they can. So it is 8 o'clock, by the way. get the alcohol. Got to this earlier. Anyway, it's distracting to me. Sorry. But the idea of having each little team act like its own little company, its own revenue source, its own thing, how they want to be, how they want to grow. I think that would blow up any company into the most highest performing organization you have ever seen on the planet Earth. So you gave them all their own little, how they want to make money, how they want to run it, how they want to integrate with the customer. You provide, and the outside just provides avenues. Do you want to enter? Well, here's our customer list. Here's this. Here's that. Here's some software. Here's a new spin up server we just spun up. Here's a new cloud access, whatever that would be, and that's what the organization does. Just feeds them with stuff and has them share things that they learn across the organization. I think you would get the most crazy productivity out of your company that we've ever seen. And I think reading his article just reinstated that idea in my thought process. I mean, there's some stuff that's normalized just so people can communicate and talk the same language, but otherwise they're on, they become these self money making engines. So there was one other thing on the article. He said no PowerPoint should have less than 24 font or pitch the fonts, right? I just laughed. I said, and so many times I deal with people who write little tiny fonts to put as much information into the PowerPoint slide to explain information as possible. And this guy's like, no pitch can have less than 24 point. I just loved it. I said, oh my God, that's so cool. Anyway, so I did enjoy the article. And every one of those every one of the CEOs is their own entrepreneur. And if they don't let them be the entrepreneur, they're just going to go off and build their own company anyhow. I just thought that was good. So anyway, that's the kind of thing I wanted to talk about, having each team. And then I just talked a little bit about yesterday. I did post up a Coke Mentos experiment. I guess I could tell you it kind of failed. We tried using a magnet and a little paper clip, and it kept getting stuck. I got another part that I'm gonna put out today. I won't tell you what the answer was until after I post it up, and then I gotta do some more experimentations on this whole idea. We'll see. We got some ideas what we want to do for Halloween with the Coke and Mentos. We'll see if it works out right. And this is all kind of geared up to that idea in the future. So it was fun yesterday. It was kind of frustrating. Not every idea works, but you know what? We learned so much from trying it, and the failures. It's like I'm gonna put a magnet. When I use the magnet, I'm gonna put like a little ledge so the magnet can sit on the ledge while we load things up. So I don't have to hold the little magnetic ball there all the time, or a magnet. So the idea would be just sit on the ledge, and it should be good until we're ready to pop the sucker. So that's a little additional thing that I noticed, because I can't make sure the phone and the video are working, and I had to depend on my daughter to operate the phone. And that's a scary thought sometimes, because I love her. She's as smart as a whip, but sometimes she's out, ooh, a butterfly. So, but it was fun. We had a good time yesterday. Do some more of that today on a second round of experimentation, and we'll see. Anyway, you all have a good Sunday. Enjoy your day. Remember, think about each team as its own little company with its own little group of CEOs who want to achieve and blow everybody else out of the water. Love it. Not that they would purposely hurt each other, but they just want to outperform each other, right? There's no sabotaging, right? Any sabotaging is bad, but doing better than anybody because you just did better than them is pretty cool. And I thought also I saw something about them. They watch their comp. Now you can't do what he's doing without having a very agile corporation. It won't work. It just won't work. He's saying watch the companies, and within a day or like 3 days, if some other company does something that's a good product that they don't do, that they have to be able to match it, if not beat it in 3 days. That you need an agile company to be able to do that. No regular company in a waterfall matrix environment would ever be able to do that in 3 days. No, can't do it. Anyway, have a good day. Ring the little bell. We'll put out more of the videos today on like Sprint 2, Trial 2, whatever you want to call it. Experiment number 2, 3, 4 on the Coke Mentos. All right. And there is a rocket launch at 8:30 today. So hope you get a chance to watch it, and hope you have a great day. See ya. Bye. And we're out of here.